In the heart of the Enchanted Kingdom, there lived a princess named Aelina, known for her gentle soul and unmatched kindness. Her beauty was surpassed only by the depth of her compassion, and though she lived in a grand castle surrounded by riches, her heart ached for the suffering of her people. The kingdom had been struck by a terrible curse. Crops failed, rivers dried, and sickness spread through the land. No spell or potion could undo the damage, and Aelina's father, the king, grew desperate. One fateful night, as Aelina sat by her window overlooking the barren fields, a mysterious old woman appeared in her chambers. She was cloaked in shadows, but her eyes gleamed with ancient knowledge. "Your tears, princess," the woman whispered, "are not like others. They hold magic powerful enough to break the curse, but they must come from a place of true sacrifice, a pain that only the purest of hearts can endure." Aelina didn't fully understand, but the gravity of the situation weighed on her. She knew she had to do something. The next morning, she ventured to the great oak, an ancient tree said to be the center of the kingdom's magic. Kneeling beneath its twisted branches, Aelina prayed for guidance. As she whispered her plea, the old woman's voice echoed in her mind. "Your tears must fall not for your own sorrow, but for the love of your people." The days that followed were filled with uncertainty. Aelina wandered through the villages, seeing firsthand the suffering her people endured. She wept for the children who had no food, for the elderly who had lost their strength, and for the land that had once flourished but now lay barren. Yet, despite her sorrow, no tears of magic fell. One night, as she returned to the castle, Aelina found her father gravely ill. The curse had reached even the king, and his life hung by a thread. Watching her once strong father struggle for breath, the weight of the kingdom's suffering bore down on her. She realized that breaking the curse would mean giving up something she held dear, her own happiness. Only through this selfless act could the magic be awakened. With a heavy heart, Aelina made her way back to the great oak, where the old woman awaited her. "Are you ready, child?" the woman asked, her voice filled with both sorrow and hope. Aelina nodded, knowing what she had to do. She whispered a final farewell to the life she had known, and as the words left her lips, tears began to fall, each one shimmering with a soft, golden glow. The moment the first tear touched the ground, the earth trembled, the great oak's branches stretched higher, and the once dry riverbeds began to fill with clear, flowing water. The land, long forsaken by magic, was coming back to life, but Aelina, having given all she had, felt her strength fading. Her sacrifice had unlocked the magic, but it also drained her of the life force that bound her to this world. As her final tear fell, the old woman caught it in her hand, watching as the princess collapsed beneath the tree. But instead of letting her die, the woman revealed to be an ancient goddess touched Aelina's forehead. "Your sacrifice will not be forgotten, dear child. You shall live, not as a mere princess, but as a guardian of this land. Your tears will no longer bring sorrow, but hope." When Aelina awoke, she found herself transformed. Her once human form was now ethereal, her body shimmering with the magic of the land. She had become one with the kingdom, and her tears, the rare, would now bring healing to those in need. From that day forward, the kingdom flourished under her watchful gaze, and legends of the princess whose magic tears saved the land were passed down for generations. But Aelina, though she had given up her mortal life, found peace in knowing that her people would never suffer again. Her sacrifice had healed the land, and her spirit remained, a constant reminder that love, when pure and selfless, had the power to change the world.